Scales which look identical here in front of us. This scale over here has a 0.01 gram accuracy, very fine, accurate scale for fine amounts of material. This one over here has a 0.1 gram accuracy scale. It doesn't measure as fine, like down to as small of amount accurately as this one does over here because of the scale, 0.1 and 0.01. Now the 0.01 is very, very fine for measurement, which I am recommending this scale for your gold weighing needs. This measures up to 200 grams, which is 7 ounces. If you have over 7 ounces of gold, you can measure them out in batches. That's not a problem at all. When you power on the scales, they zero automatically, and they also have a built-in backlight, which is quite nice. They only take 2 AAA batteries to run. I'll just turn the other one on as well. Okay, power on the scale. It'll zero for us. There it is. Now we're going to start adding gold. See how much it takes to make it measure. These are just flakes of gold, like mine. Still nothing. Okay, finally we're getting a reading. So it took that much gold to make the display show any amount of gold at all. You would never want to sell gold this way because it's not giving a very accurate reading in terms of fineness. In other words, it takes this much gold to measure. So in other words, under this amount of gold, you're not going to get paid for it, which doesn't make any sense at all, especially if you're selling in small quantities. So next thing I'm going to show you is the other scale, and we'll show how sensitive it is for fineness of gold. Now this is the one I'm recommending, this scale here, because it has a 0.01 gram sensitivity. It will self-zero on power up, and that calibrates the scale as well. Okay, we're at 0 right now. So I want to show you the sensitivity of one little flake of gold, what it may make a difference doing, how it measures. Give it a moment. Now the display comes alive, 0.06, 0.07 grams of gold. It's very, very sensitive. Great for if you ever come time to sell the gold or you just want to measure it accurately. These scales are not particularly expensive. They're very inexpensive. And they pay for themselves the first time you use them in terms of selling, or if you just want to organize what you do have. Okay, as you can see from the display, we're marching up here now as I add more flakes of gold. Very, very accurate. We can switch as well from grams to ounces once we get enough gold on there so it'll actually measure. Now this will measure, of course. Now if we hit the mode button, let me do that for you right now. We've got that very tiny bit of gold. If we hit the mode button, okay, so we're at 0.006 ounces. I know that's not very much, but it's important to see how fine it will measure, which is why I'm doing this way. The mode button switches to ounces. We can go back to grams if you wish by hitting that mode button, or other weight measurements if you wish. So you can add on the rest of the gold just to give you some idea of the sensitivity. We can add them one piece at a time. And you can see how it's adding up more quickly in terms of the scale. Let's just put it all on there and show you what's going on. So we end up with 0.031 ounces of gold, which is not very much, but it's very sensitive. If you're selling it, you'll shortchange yourself if you don't go with a very fine measurement scale. You need that fineness of measurement for you to get maximum return on the bit of gold that you are selling. Now the key element here, if you're selling, say for an example, 1 ounce of gold, well 1 ounce point what? Well, this will go down very, very fine, so you only sell exactly 1 ounce of gold. You're not shortchanging yourself, which is why I recommend this scale. This scale will measure up to 7 ounces. Anyway, it's an accurate, nice little portable scale. I hope you enjoyed the brief demonstration, and it's Randy with My Gold Panning, and we'll talk to you later.